I saw my dead father. True story. We'll try and keep this as brief as possible, but we'll keep sufficient details. A little about me. I am 30, male, English, and would describe myself as a completely normal, slightly grumpy, but otherwise happy and well rounded human being. I am completely non religious, and although I am a literature student, I trust science and consider the universe to be a logical, if mind boggling place. Anyways, 5 years ago, my father died. He had had cancer of the stomach for a few years and had gone into hospital to have most of his digestive system removed in order to remove the cancer. The operation was successful enough, and I visited him for a few days while he was recuperating in hospital. I hadn't spent much time with him in the last few years and felt awkward when I was with him at the best of times, despite loving him very much and knowing that he also loved me very much. In short, he was a great dad, kind and generous, but we didn't really know each other that well. No big deal. While he was in hospital, it disturbed me how disheartened he became after the operation. I felt incredibly sad for him, as he was never going to be able to eat solid food ever again. It was just sad. One afternoon, I went to visit him on the ward and learned that he had been taken to intensive care where he was fighting for his life. A blood clot caused by the operation had blocked a blood vessel, and he was in an induced coma. A long, horrible vigil followed where his death was all but certain. By 10 o'clock the next morning, it was all over, and he had died. Devastated and exhausted, I went home, cried a lot, and slept. The next day, I had been given the day off work. I was smoking lots of cigarettes and generally feeling very sad, but was killing time on my computer. I may even have been looking at porn. It was exactly 1 p.m., and I suddenly felt incredibly tired again. Grieving is surprisingly tiring. I slid off my computer chair and slumped on my bed. I lay there for a few moments and suddenly became aware of my father's presence in my room behind me. Genuine spine chill. I hadn't been in my place long enough for my dad to have ever visited me, so it wasn't nostalgia or a memory. I knew my father was standing behind me. Bizarrely, next to my head, I could also feel, hear, sense our old family dog, a bull mastiff, long dead right next to me, panting away. This dog was much loved and perhaps was the single most important bond our family had ever had. All the happiest times in both mine and my father's lives, while my brother and I had been children, had revolved around adventures we had had with that dog. Anyway, there I was on my bed. The ghost of my dead father and my old dead dog were there behind me. I know this is such a cliche, but it's true. I was paralyzed. I couldn't move a muscle, not even my head,